Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, of every month, of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Has a game ever made you feel lonely, or have you ever felt lonely playing a game? Well, I've just got the right video for you, pal. Alright, listen, if you've ever played a game made by Valve, like Portal, I don't care what you say, you probably felt a little lonely playing it. Or felt very isolated from the world. Especially if you played alone. That game, man, it just gets to you. But in all seriousness, that game really does get to you. It got to me, and I'm sure it's gotten to a lot of other people too. It's really lonely when GLaDOS isn't talking either. Like, man, it's just so quiet, and all you can hear is just the background and ambience noise. At the start of the game Portal, you wake up from some weird science bed. You're surrounded by science. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm just kidding. I love science.
Hello, and again, welcome to the Aperture Science Computer-Aided Enrichment Center. We hope your brief detention in the relaxation vault has been a pleasant one. Your specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper. Before we start, however, keep in mind that although fun and learning are the primary goals of all Enrichment Center activities, serious injuries may occur. For your own safety and the safety of others, please refrain from Stand back. The portal will open in 3, 2, 1.
So at the start of the game, you're given a weird introduction to this weird, freaky robot person. Although the game is very plain, you can notice that there's cameras and windows everywhere throughout the game. They have these windows for observation, but there's not a single person in them. But everything is just so plain and white.
Excellent. Please proceed into the chamber lock after completing each test. First, however, note the incandescent particle field across the exit. This Aperture Science material emancipation grid will vaporize any unauthorized equipment that passes through it. For instance, the Aperture Science...
So the name of the robot, her name is GLaDOS. Sometimes when GLaDOS isn't talking, the game just feels so quiet and just empty, and it gives you a sense of just being completely alone. When she's not talking, the only sounds you can hear are the sounds of you walking and then the sounds of the tests and all the ambience noise in the background. At times, it's actually kind of creepy. For some people, these are the only games that they grew up with, and sometimes they play them alone a lot of the time. Sometimes it's so quiet, at times it just feels creepy almost. The only sounds you hear are the sounds behind the walls of the factory working and all the buzzing noises from the lights and the ambience and just the buzzing noise, and you sometimes feel like you're just being watched by these cameras, yet she doesn't say anything. To make it worse, she's an AI, and it just kinda it makes you feel really alone. Completely alone and isolated from whatever is outside. Sometimes you can get stuck in a part for hours, and you can get a very lonely feeling, especially if you're alone playing the game. It's creepy sometimes, actually. Through the game, you can find these very creepy rooms hidden behind the walls at times. There's a little Easter egg. These rooms are called Ratman dens. A man who once was working here and witnessed his friends die, and he was driven to madness, hiding from the robot GLaDOS. This game is just so empty and no life to be seen except proof of life in the Ratman dens through the game. It's so lonely. It just feels creepy at times. It feels like you're being watched, but you just aren't. It just gives a odd sense of isolation, I guess, and maybe a little loneliness. So when I was 12, I got Minecraft for the first time. Guess what it was on? The Xbox 360. Yes, I'm a real gamer. But at the time I was new to Xbox Live and I had no idea how the parties worked or anything like that. So most of the time I was playing it completely alone. the newer versions of Minecraft don't quite feel as lonely as the older one. The older version of Minecraft, it doesn't feel like it has as much life as the new one. It's not quite as detailed. There's less animals in the old one, and I don't know, something about it. Maybe it's just me talking though, because I played it when I was younger and I didn't really play with anybody when I played it. So it could just be me. But don't worry, eventually I did get some friends to play with, and it was pretty fun. There's just so much nostalgia looking at the old versions of Minecraft, you know, seeing the old gameplay, listening to the music. I don't know. I like Minecraft now, and it's definitely better than the old version, but something about discovering something new for the first time, it's nice. These games really did build my childhood, you know. There's so many quiet games growing up, but something about the silence is nice, but being alone for too long and too much, it can kind of get to you, and that's not good. But sometimes the quietness is peaceful.
Evening.
Evening. Evening.
So this is modern Minecraft right here. Of course, it's on the Xbox One because I'm a real gamer. But look how colorful it is compared to the old beta. You can rewind and watch it if you want. By the way, that gameplay isn't mine. Go click in the description to go check it out. Don't forget to leave a like on that video. But really though, this just feels so full of life compared to the beta, you know. It's so colorful and there's animals everywhere compared to how it used to be, and I think it's more fun. But can you still feel lonely in it? I think so. I think if you're playing alone on survival, you can definitely feel a little bit lonely at times. Especially when you're mining and you hear that cave noise. I mean, that's just creepy, but it does kind of make you feel lonely. It really does feel like you're alone. Although it still, in a way, it feels like it has a lot more life in the mines compared to the old one. Now, if you're looking for something relaxing, you might want to skip ahead a few minutes. Let's talk multiplayer games. So you might be thinking to yourself, how is Left 4 Dead lonely? I mean, look at this. Well, have you been the only one alive and all your friends were dead in the game? Yeah, I mean, it's intense because you gotta get through the rest of the level, but seeing everything destroyed and just the ambience and all of it, it gives kind of a lonely feeling, you know? Especially when you have friends as AI. I mean, look at him. This man has no soul. Have you ever came back to a game and realized it was dead? Me too. I did a Xenoverse playthrough. I mean, I'm still doing it. When I came back to Dragon Ball Xenoverse, I didn't really come across many people like how it used to be. All there is people like this, really. Now just enjoy this random gameplay of me doing random stuff in different games.